my gosh. Jubu Smith.
What's up, brother?
That was amazing. I've never seen you play it in entirety.
Oh, yeah.
I've only heard the record, and I felt like I was sitting right there, Sons of Soul 1993,
Yeah.
getting to be a part of it. Tell me, what was that session like? How did that song come about? Do you remember anything about the gear, the stories? I want to hear it all.
I have a great story about that night.
All right.
Okay. I came to Toni in 90.
Okay.
Late 89, I started rehearsing. So I played on the remix of Never Rains in Southern California,
Mm-hmm.
but I had never worked extensively in the studio. So all this time working on the Sons of Soul album, we're doing all these records and stuff, and everything sounds really good, you know, and I'm like, this is cool stuff, but I never felt like I knew what a hit record was, right? So when we did the music that night, the first night we did the music, no vocals or stuff or any of that yet. It was just the instrumental, the music, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember leaving the studio saying, like, this is a hit record. We cannot mess this thing up. This is a hit record, right? So come back the next day, and Raphael had written the lyrics, or whoever wrote them with him, I'm not sure. But I had left the studio. So the next night, we do the background stuff. You know, today? So I'm leaving there. The next night going, Jesus, man, we really got a hit record. So Raphael, maybe 3 days in, Raphael kicked us out the studio so he could do his leads and everything. Come back 3 days later, and he plays us the stuff with his leads, and I'm just blown away. I'm like, wow, I'm really a part of a hit record.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm driving. This is after Raphael let us hear it with his vocals completed. So I'm like, dang, man, this is crazy. So I'm leaving studio in LA. I can't even remember what studio that was. Maybe Larrabee, but I'm leaving, headed back to our hotel. I get pulled over by some police in Los Angeles, and they pull me over. They draw out guns. About 4 more other cop cars come. They yank me out of the car, and I remember I had on a Raiders baseball cap. And they threw me on the ground, and on the ground I could see ants that were close to me, but like not touching me, but I could see ants, right? And I'm not used to police harassment. I'm not saying that, but where I come from, you know it exists. So every time police even come behind you, you get a little tense up. You know, I tense up or whatever. So to get yanked out of the car, I'm just like, oh my God, what the hell is going on? And I remember laying on the ground going, as long as they don't kill me, I got a hit record. I wrote a hit record. You know, it's literally while I'm going through this stuff, I'm on the ground, and I'm like, we got a hit record, right? Eventually they let me up, and someone had stolen a car, and it happened to be the car I was driving, and I looked like whatever the thing was. But I just remember laying on that ground saying, just don't kill me, man, so I can enjoy this. That's my story.
Oh my God! Well, that's
sorry to throw a curveball in your.
No, I mean that's a heck of a silver lining to have that mentality while this is all going down.
Well, that song has been joy and pain for me all through my life. Yeah. You know, but it's more joy than any pain could have ever been.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that I'm not the first person to tell you this, but you know, I think what you started with that song and subsequent songs that you did with Toni and beyond, I think between you and Spanky Alford, as it relates to 90s R&B sounds moving into 2000, I think most influential among guitar players,
Mhm.
among what we see now in terms of the Instagram guitarists that are all overusing minor nine hammer-ons and stuff like that. They're just trying to do everything that they can to sound like you and Spanky.
Mhm.
And I just think that, you know, you are definitely responsible for shaping that. Like what you did on Anniversary is what everybody subsequently attempted to copy. And
Yeah.
so you are on the Mount Rushmore as far as I'm concerned of R&B guitar players or just guitar players in general. I got to see you last weekend with Legally Blind. It's just like it's a life-changing experience to see you play in a concert. So I
Thank
can't
you.
appreciate you and thank you more for everything that you did.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Mason. Thank you.
Yeah. I want to move on to another Tony song with your permission.
Mhm.
Which is the work that you did on It Never Rains in Southern California. You talked about how you on the original one, it didn't really have that much guitar, but on the remix version, which I think, you know, is the one that a lot of us prefer,
Mhm.
has a lot of your guitar playing on it. And do you remember much about that session? What was going on? I mean, because it was there quite a distance between when the original had come out and when the remix was released?
I'm not sure because I've never had my ear to the radio.
Okay.
Only time I ever listened to radio, to be honest with you, was to surf.
Yeah.
I would literally surf. If something would catch my ear, I'd try to play it, copy it or something. But I never liked radio because I always felt that it was targeting.
Mhm.
You know, like there's so many more artists. While I'm not hearing all these, I always felt that way. But for me, It Never Rains in Southern California. What I remember most about that is I played that on a electric nylon.
Okay.
Chet Atkins.
Okay, so like the solid body Chet Atkins has like
Gibson.
a piezo.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And
which are great guitars.
to this day, one of my favorite guitars to play. There's grounding issues with the older ones. That was a pain for us on tour. But honestly, man, from the first time I ever played that guitar, I was like, oh my God. I wanted to literally do instrumental records.
With it.
Yeah, with it. But, you know, I felt like Earl Klugh already had that lane. And I wasn't totally convicted in doing it. I thought some of it was cheesy, and I don't ever... Being from Oakland and Raider, you can't be cheesy, you know what I mean? So this is my little weird stuff. But I just remember playing that, loving that guitar. I'm a huge Chet Atkins fan, and loving that guitar, and just remembering the uncomfortableness that I had. Because that was my first session.
Yeah, because that's backwards from here, because that was like 1990, I think, that the remix came out.
Yes. That was my first time in a major studio.
How old would you have been in 1990?
20.
20 years old.
Yeah.
And so, and just to clarify that, so if you were 20 years old then when you did Anniversary, you were like 22.
Yep.
It's coming up with those parts at 22.
Yep.
It's like, it's crazy that you even had that vocabulary to even work with. I felt like I was still illiterate on the guitar. I had been playing it for 10 years at that point.
Well, my true blessing was my culture came from quartet.
Yeah.
Right. So if we want to be honest, my blessing was, or my contribution to 80s and 90s R&B and to where we're coming to now was just that I really introduced the whammy bar as a part of the whammy bar and the quartet culture of playing. I was able to slide it in this R&B world, you know. That's really like, it's no big major, you know, simply for me, that's what was allowed to happen. So I'm forever indebted to Toni for let me be a part of those records, because that's what it did. But I remember just being uncomfortable in a studio, and still to this day, I'm not, even as a singer and all that stuff now, I'm not comfortable in a studio in isolation where there's not people and there's not an instant reaction. So like when people make movies, like you make a comedy movie and you do this 2-hour movie and you got to wait till the audience, that would be so much anxiety to me. You know, you got to wait to see if they're going to like this movie and all this stuff. So for me, that first time in the studio felt that way. Like, okay, what do they want from me? And I remember Raphael just, man, just play what you're thinking, whatever you're thinking.
Yeah.
And since I had the nylon acoustic, I was thinking, what would I play if I was a Spanish guy? Or so that's why the first line is, which if you think about it, on that remix, that was a precursor to Anniversary. That was my style. You understand what I'm saying? So I didn't even think of that until just now. That's really crazy. I swear to God, I didn't. Wow. That
Full
first
circle.
line on Anniversary is, it's just a different cadence, but the same basic lick.
Yeah.
You know, but
yeah. And so it was nylon string that was DI'd, I would presume for this. When you did Anniversary, do you remember what that was?
No.
Guitar Gear was? It was probably, you had your main
I had my Strat.
Okay.
Yeah.
And had it gone through any modifications at that point, or was it just pretty much just a stock, like 80s American Stratocaster?
Well, okay, here's the thing I don't know. My, can I call my friend really quick?
Let's call him.
It's like,
call him.
What's that thing when you, a lifeline?
Lifeline, use it. Yeah, you're
Let
gonna
me
phone
call
a
my
friend.
friend Kim Briscoe really quick while we're on.
All right, yeah, let's call it. Because we're rolling, right, Neil?
Briscoe knows.
Yeah, we're rolling audio. All right, here we go.
Okay. Okay, hold on.
All right, Kim,
let's see if he answers.
All right.
This is different, right?
Let's do it.
This is different.
Mr. Smith, what's up?
Hey, Kim, you're on the phone. You're on my interview live. We're doing the interview live. You're on speakerphone with Mr. Mason, who's conducting this interview. This young man is amazing. And yeah, so answer his questions, please.
Hey, Kim.
Definitely.
So we're trying to get a hold on what was Jubu's original guitar. It looks like kind of one of the Dan Smith, like early 80s era guitars, but you know best, you've been through this guitar. What is it?
So you're correct in the Dan Smith Strat. It's the earlier Dan Smith Strat that has that first year that Dan Smith took over from what I read on the internet, that he tried to return Fender to their glory with the Strats because they were doing some weird things in it in the 70s quality. So oddly enough, Jubu Strat is an 82.
Okay.
But he had an S9 serial number, so pretty much a 79 serial number on a small headstock. But that headstock didn't come into play until 82. And I have a sneaky suspicion that he probably had a NAMM model. Not to say that the NAMM models are any more special, but usually the first ones off the line are the NAMM models. And Jubu told me the story how he got it, and I guess Dwayne bought it from a store in Oakland. Jubu will tell you the actual story, but it is an early Dan Smith Strat. It had 4 neck bolts. The body, I want to say, it might have been maple, because his guitar was pretty heavy. I want to say at least that Strat was about 8.5 pounds at least, because it was on the heavier side.
Okay.
And
it looked like it had a 6-screw bridge, so kind of more of a vintage style bridge.
Yeah, just an old school 50s 6-screw bridge. It didn't. I know the later Dan Smith Strats, they put the tremolo strings inside the actual body where you couldn't access them.
Okay.
Unless you removed the pick guard, but no, he had the earlier, one of the first Dan Smith models.
And then it looks like there was maybe some sort of like a humbucker in a single coil size pickup in the bridge.
Pretty much the same way I made his guitar now is, he had Tina from the amp shop put a hot rails in it.
Okay.
Because she told him that would get him what he needed.
Okay, so from the amp shop that's on Ventura Boulevard.
He always had a blend pot, which I guess if you look around on the internet, they say that Jubu had a push-pull pot on it. But no, it was a volume tone blend.
That was just blending the neck.
Kind of telly-ish sound out the Strat.
So it was blending the neck in with the bridge.
Correct.
Okay, got it. And then just traditional 5-way pickup selector otherwise. And then it looks like it has like Godot or Spurzl tuners.
Yeah, Spurzl locking tuners.
Okay.
He always used Spurzl locking tuners.
Awesome.
And my BB King voice, that's what you say, son. That's what it is.
Thank you, Kim, for clarifying the instrument. So now we know. Otherwise, it sounds like just the neck and the middle pickup were just stock for whatever that era Dan Smith Strat would have been.
Yeah, and I don't know exactly how his blend knob was put in, where he could get the 7 sounds, where you get all 3 pickups plus the neck and the bridge.
Yeah,
which I assume just by wiring that it was like that. But pretty much the guitar he has now is I made to somewhat mimic that, but not be a ton.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for that clarification.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
All right.
Thanks, Kim. I'll call you back, brother. Love you, man.
Yeah, love too, man.
Okay, bro.
All right.
Peace. Quick story about the Strat.
All right, let's hear it.
That was Dwayne's guitar, right? And I think that, there's a time when when you interview Dwayne, he might tell you this, but there was a time when they were going to Music Unlimited. Mm-hmm. Do you remember Music Unlimited in San Leandro?
Yep.
Are you that? You're old
I
enough
think
to remember that?
I think it was open until like the early to mid 90s, something like that.
Yeah. So Dwayne had a hookup, and where they would get those guitars a little under market value, right?
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day.
All right.
So he had that guitar, he had that Strat, and I was only playing my hollow body. I had an ES175,
mm-hmm. But
when I turn it up,
you would get feedback
and all that other stuff, right? So Dwayne had like 4 guitars. He
mm-hmm.
had the Gumby guitars and all this other stuff, right? So I said, Dwayne, let me play that brown Strat. You never play that one, He's like, yeah, go ahead, right? So I started playing it, fell in love with it immediately. It was like, how can I get this guitar from Dwayne? How can I make her mine, right? So I had another guitar. I said, Dwayne, I'll trade you the Strat. I'm not trading you my Strat for that fool. That was his thing. Fool, I'm not trading you. So my dad had a guitar that looked like a machine gun. You ever saw those? They have the handles right here. Uh-huh. The trigger is what this would be.
Okay.
Right? It's a little small machine gun.
Okay.
Sounds like crap, plays like crap, but it looks like a machine gun, right? So my dad said, yeah, man, I'll be watching Wayne. Wayne likes, he says, he's style over substance. He likes Gumby guitars and all that stuff. Yeah. He said, take him to Machine Gun. He'll trade you for it. Right?
Uh-huh.
Rest in peace, Pops. So as I was told, I took the Machine Gun to rehearsal the next day. Dwayne was like, yo, what's that, bro? Where'd you get that? It doesn't matter where I got it. You want to trade me the Strat for it? Let me think about it. So I took it home. Week later, he's like, where's that guitar? I said, it's at home. You don't want to trade me.
Uh-huh.
Bring it back, fool. I brought it back. He traded me.
Yeah.
I was like, score, man. Score. Because I knew that guitar was a real guitar. This is my mom. Yeah. Hold on a second. Mom.
Hello, son.
I'm in the middle of an interview.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Call me back.
All right. Have a great one. I'll call you back.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Okay. So you guys don't have this. I'm telling you. I like being different.
I like it. No, let's keep rolling.
I only get one mom, so you gotta answer the phone.
That's right.
Okay.
All right. So he traded you. Did he ever have any regrets? Did he ever try to trade you back at a later time?
No, he never did, because once again, that Strat was very plain looking. The only reason why the paint was gone, that's literally from years of me sweating and all that stuff, from us touring and all that. But Dwayne really loved the flashier stuff.
Yeah.
Like he had a gold Strat that was beautiful, but it was painted gold. He liked the flashier. I didn't care.
Yeah.
I just needed a kinship with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even today I go to music stores. I can't tell you the last time I went into a Guitar Center or Sam Ash and actually played a guitar and was immediately like, whoa, I could, I'm fickle like that.
I get it. Well, I mean, it's your sound, so you gotta endorse it 100%.
Yeah.
Well, Jubu, I'm wondering if we can transition to the remix of It Never Rains in Southern California. And obviously we're not going to be using a Chet Atkins, but we'll approximate to the degree possible with your strat here.
Yes.
All right, let's do it. Oh my gosh.
That's really what it was.
Man, it's so inspiring. I mean, it's just, it doesn't get any better than that.
Thank you, brother.
It just doesn't. We'll get right back to the interview with Jubu, but I wanted to take a moment to talk about Neural DSP and their product, the Quad Cortex. All the sounds that you're hearing today, from the reverbs to the delays to compression, are all using the Quad Cortex to get all of the tones. Now, if you want to get these particular sounds, you can check out our Neural Cloud, and we will have these available for you to download for free from the Vertex effects page. And you can check out all the different plugins from our friends over at Neural DSP. They have plenty of different plugin options, and you can get a special coupon code right here on the video to get 30% off any of their plugins. Absolutely no reason to not get into it. Let's get back to the interview with Jubu.
Thank you, man.
So that was in 1990.
Yep.
20 years old.
Yep.
Man, it's like that's 1 in a million that a 20-year-old could even be close to doing
Yeah,
that.
it's pretty cool. We had no idea either, man. We had no idea what we were doing and what it was going to do for us, you know.
When you would go into a session like that or anniversary, was there even like a chord chart or anything like that, or they were just playing it for you, and you just kind of just go with whatever you were feeling?
Most of the time, it was just a drum pattern.
Okay.
You know, and unless Raphael had something in his mind, bass-wise already,
okay,
you know, a bass line here and there, but usually it would be just a drum machine, and either me or Carl would start creating chord progressions and stuff.
Yeah, I think that's like the biggest thing that's consistent in all of these interviews that we've done with all these great guitarists and session players like you, is that you're such uncredited arrangers. Like you're coming there with a total skeleton,
yep,
and you're creating the entire essence. You know,
half the time.
Yeah,
no instructions half the time.
Yeah,
know?
So it's really your ingenuity, your sensibility that creates a lot of these amazing songs. So
George Duke would say, "Give me that Jubu thing." You know, give me that Jubu thing,
man. Yeah,
but you know that hurts us with the paperwork. When it comes to the paperwork, you know, you're a lot of times we're diminished.
Yeah.
With the paper, but you know, it's okay.
Yeah. It's
this trumps it. You know, people knowing. You know, you're probably 30 years younger than me at least. And you know this stuff, you know, which is pretty cool.
Well, I think it's just proof that your guitar work just transcends, you know, and you know, I know that, you know, I wish the circumstances were different where we could be in this situation where I'd be interviewing you and you would still be sitting on piles of cash from the dividends that are earned by.
We'll get there.
Yeah,
we'll get there.
Yeah,
we're still young.
Yeah, you are. We're still young, and I'll do my best to make sure that we sing your praises.
Honestly, man, and thank you for that. But honestly, I never did it for that anyway.
Yeah.
You know, you in life, you want to be treated fairly.
Yeah.
Of course, you want to be treated fairly. And you want people to keep their word, whatever that word is. And you want to be able to keep your word, vice versa, you know. Yeah. But honestly, man, whatever I would have made, I would have spent by now.
Yeah.
You know, and I have those memories, and you learn to do business better and be accountable for, you know, not getting screwed. What can I do to make sure I'm not screwed anymore? And it's okay. Like, you know, there were bitter days, but not anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to teach people not to have to go through those bitter days.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate, you know, the levity that you bring to it in spite of that, because some people could be very resigned, you know, about the whole experience. But
I went through a period. Yeah. I went through a period where I didn't want to deal with the industry. I didn't want to, you know, there were dark times, but honestly, I have an immense faith in God, and I have an immense faith in what I hear coming back to my ears when I do play.
Yeah.
So as long as I still have that, you know, people are a lot worse off than me, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think that, again, your attitude is admirable. And again, I'm just so grateful to have you here. And I'd like to press you on another song that you played on also with Toni, that was never released on an album, to my knowledge, only for Boys in the Hood for the movie.
Just me and you.
Me and you.
Yes,
and what do you remember about that? Because if it wasn't associated with an album, was it just like a one-off that you know, that you guys were, you know, basically said, we need a song for this movie? Or
yeah, I'll tell you what I remember about that. We had just moved to Sacramento.
Okay.
The majority of us. Raphael did, Tim did. I moved with Tim. me and Tim had this mansion that we were renting from Wayman Tisdale, the basketball player at the time for the
Kings,
Kings. Rest in peace, Wayman.
Yeah.
And his wife had just had her second child, and she didn't want to be walking stairs anymore. She wanted a single level home. And so he rented this 5-bedroom mansion in a gated community out to us for like a steal of a deal, right? So imagine we're some young Black kids from the inner city of Oakland, and now we're out on a pond, a man-made lake. You know,
was this in like Sacramento proper, or was this like out in like Folsom or something like that?
No, it was we were in Greenhaven. No, was it?
Anyway, it's unimportant, but
it's unimportant, but it's where all the basketball players live. We were in the area was great. Like, okay, we're 20, 21.
Yeah.
Right? So this is one of those places where if you have a girlfriend or someone you're trying to date and you tell the girl, come hang out with me, right? Yeah. It's going to be a successful day.
You're just going to be hanging out there with all the Kings. Mitch Richmond was probably there.
Yes. Right? Well, first of all, you got to go through security.
Yeah.
There's a security guard at the gate. Your name has to be said. You know how big that is?
Yeah.
Like, I had to tell them my name, and then they open the gate and let me through, and then you get around. You know, we were like, it's like we were rich all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So there was this young lady I had met at a club a few weeks prior. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And we just couldn't connect. Her schedule, my schedule. And this one particular night, she calls me early in the daytime, like, what are you doing this evening? I'm not doing nothing. I'm not doing nothing either. We're going to hang out tonight. Score, right? I'm like, yes, we're going to hang out tonight. I'm talking about gorgeous girl. Well, she comes over, and I had set up on my roof, I had put my a couple of comforters on the roof because the way it was, like you could go on the roof and look at the stars. It's just beautiful. Like, so I had this fruit out and all this corny stuff that I shouldn't even be telling people that I did before. Well, anyway, I'm like, okay, she's gonna come over. I'm gonna blow her away. She's gonna love this. We're gonna be hanging out. So she comes over. She's like, wow, this is beautiful. This is nice. Yeah, come on, let's go hang out on the roof. So we're on the roof. She's like, oh my God, it's amazing. It's beautiful, right? So just as I'm like, yes, score. Da-ring, da-ring. And I look, I'm like, Raphael, no. Hello? Bro, I need you right now. I'm like, no, you don't need me right now. I need to be right where I am right now. This is life or death. Like, whatever you got going on, it can wait. Bro, I need you right now. Okay, man, what do you need? I need you to come to Sausalito. I'm doing this record for a movie, and I need to turn it in by in the morning. And I need you to play on it and put a solo on it.
For people that don't know, though, that's like at least a 2-hour drive from Sacramento.
It's at least a 2-hour drive from Sacramento. Now, mind you, I have a 66 hardtop Mustang. No heater core. The heater core was out of it. Defroster's messed up. So I'm literally wiping my windows every 5 minutes when I'm driving because of, my car had no heat control and all that stuff, right? So I'm telling this dude, it can't wait until tomorrow. Bro, you got to do this now. Like, I'll take care of you. Come on, man. And at first I was going to say no, but I was on retainer.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, so now I got to tell this young lady, hey,
got to go to Sausalito.
I got to go do this and blah, 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 right? And the only thing she was okay with it is because she knew I was talking to Raphael. She saw his name. She heard his voice and everything. And she was like, okay, we'll connect again. We never connected again. Never, but I'm married now anyway. So that's fine. But, that's the story I remember about. So I did get in my car and I drove those 2 hours plus.
Mm-hmm.
And Raphael has a song up. And he's like, what you hearing? I was like, just press record. And what you hear was the first take from just me and you, not the solo, but the
all the rhythm parts. Yeah. Well, maybe you were kind of in the perfect headspace, right? Because if I'm remembering correctly, where that song comes in, it's where that's the beautiful woman with that Cuba Gooding Jr. is recalling the story to his dad, Lawrence Fishburne.
Well,
she's driving the VW cabriolet, and she was gorgeous, and so you were in the perfect mindset.
And had no idea.
Yeah, you had no idea, but you were living it.
Yes, yes. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what had happened to me before. But in mixing,
you didn't get chased out of a window by
I didn't get chased out of a window, and he didn't get to have 2 hours of pissed offtivity, if that's a word. I'm telling you, I called Raphael every name in the book on my way to that studio. Yeah. I really, really did. Yeah. Like, you son of a... Oh, my God, man. My loins were cursing him out, right? So, no, seriously, man. It was when I got there, and I'm like, this song sounds so old. It's like, it's not a hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just... Dude, it's for a movie. Okay, man, whatever. Because I trusted them. They were further along than I was. I trusted them, but I was really pissed that night.
All right.
But it was one take for that, for the rhythm part.
Yeah.
And then he was like, all right, give me a solo. And the first take of the solo is what we kept. But he couldn't believe that it flowed that smoothly. All right, give me another one.
All right.
And then even the engineer was like, it's the first one, bro.
Yeah. Well, let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
All right. We will get right back to the interview with Jubu, but I wanted to take a moment to talk about one of the sponsors that makes these interviews possible. It's our friends over at the Sweetwater Gear Exchange. And if you're somebody who's buying and selling gear regularly like I am, the Gear Exchange is a great way to do it. Now, Sweetwater in this program, they make it so that you don't have to pay any fees whatsoever on any gear that you sell, so long as you put your earnings onto a Sweetwater gift card. I've been using this as a glorified layaway program. I sell things that I don't use, and then I use that to accumulate enough money to redeem on something that I'd be buying anyway, and redeem that over at my friends at Sweetwater. I absolutely love this program. You can set up an account for free, start buying, start selling. Now, let's get back to the interview with Jubu. Whew. Man, that was 91, so you were 21 years old. My God.
21, man.
That's insane. And that was the same guitar that you had gotten off Dwayne. Do you remember amp-wise, where it was just whatever they had at that Sausalito studio?
No. The Just Me and You solo was Chet Atkins as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's
That's
nylon.
right. That's right. And was that when the
and the rhythm was on the nylon.
So it was all nylon.
All nylon.
It's all DI then.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
And was that your guitar, or was that just one they had there?
That was my guitar that they bought for me when we were going on tour.
I see, okay.
That Dwayne took back when we got off tour.
Oh man.
And now I can't find them.
Yeah, they're a little tricky to get, but I know a lot of people that love them because workflow wise, it's a lot easier than like setting up a mic for a nylon string, and so a lot of session guys love them because you can just plug them in. They sound pretty great right out of the box.
They really do.
Yeah. Man, yeah, it sounded incredible. It's, obviously they're a little easier to play than like the giant neck profile, let's say like a Ramirez or like some, typical nylon string guitar. But yeah, they sound great, and they're. Was yours pretty heavy? Some of them are almost like a Les Paul weight, because they're thick, pretty thick body.
Yeah, it wasn't as heavy as a Les Paul, but it was close.
Yeah,
it was close.
Yeah,
but yeah, it was great guitar, man.
Yeah,
great guitar. Because like you said, it's nylon string, but it has a smaller neck.
Yep.
So
it's more playable, like an electric guitar, kind of.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. Well, there's one more song that I want to ask you about from your time with Toni, and of course, this is just a small cross section of stuff that you played on, but this is kind of going forward to 1993, the Sons of Soul record, which you said was done in Sacramento, right? Is that the one or was that the one?
Sons of Soul was done in Sacramento and Trinidad.
Okay.
Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay. And is that just because it was a cool hang, or because it was just like where the studio was that had the sound that Raphael was looking for?
Where, for Trinidad?
Yeah.
No, Trinidad was it was a new studio that was built by this family called the Amars.
Okay.
Rich Indian family that owned a bunch of Toyota franchises and stuff like that. So they built a state-of-the-art studio in Trinidad, and the complex was a studio and they had rooms.
Okay.
So you had your living quarters. They had to cook, people that came and cooked and everything. So everything was like totally encompassing, right? But they couldn't get anybody to come out there. So Trinidad, the Rolling Stones went and recorded there, but it was basically because they gave them free time
in the studio
and everything just to say, so they could say that they
recorded there.
Same situation, similar situation with the Tonys. So that's why they
just like come out here. We'll take care of everything, sort of thing.
Yeah, free studio time, and you got to imagine even back then, some of those lockout days were $1,500, $2,000 in different studios.
Yeah.
So
so I guess you'd recoup your airfare in a day or two.
Yeah,
for everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. So, but go ahead.
Well, so was this one done, if we're going to talk about Lay Your Head on My Pillow, was that done out there or was that done in Sacramento?
I think Sacramento.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you remember anything gear-wise about that one? That one sounds like it's an electric, not a Chet Atkins.
Yeah, it was a Strat.
It's a Strat.
And the studio that we were in was called Paradise. I can't remember the engineer's name, but they were great guys. And And that studio was amazing, seeing how it was in Sacramento. You never think.
I think it's still there, as I recall.
Okay. Yeah, great. Those guys are great. But what I remember is, if I'm not mistaken, it was Control Room where I played that.
Yeah.
So
as an overdub, or
as just laying my part down.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think we went direct, man.
Okay.
And maybe they did some stuff
in post and compressed it, or
or maybe in the board at that time, or they when they were engineering, the feed, however that.
Okay.
I don't know all these technical terms that he knows. He was saying flat nines and raised 11s and all that. Okay, great. But go ahead.
I'd much rather know what you know.
Hey, no, that's cool, man. There's an instructional video what BB King did, right? And there's this guy. He said, "Play us a little something, BB." So BB played a couple of things, and he said, "Yeah, what BB just played was a this over that, and I got a triad." And then he said, "Isn't that right, BB?" BB goes, "Well, if you say so, I think." If you say so, we'll go with that. That's what he said. Right. Yeah, if you say so, we'll go with that.
All right. Well, going with that, we'll try a little Lay Your Head on My Pillow.
Okay, yes. And Lay Your Head on My Pillow. The line is Dwayne.
Okay.
And what I did was I came with the... Right? So I did the chord stuff.
And then what about the da 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 da?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
But the line, Dwayne was thinking of the Spinners.
Uh-huh.
You know that song? Was it Sadie, maybe? From the Spinners?
Yep.
Yeah. He was thinking of that, and then, we massaged it and curled around, so he came up with the... But I came up with the chords first.
Yeah. Well, I think they were kind of trying to do like a Wes Montgomery thing. Yeah, the Spinners were.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because all that kind of like that jazz octave kind of thing. Kind of a Wes thing.
Yes.
Maybe, but maybe not. Those guys were, creative geniuses.
But I can see that, though. I mean, we all pull from some things.
Yeah, you got to steal from the best.
What is it? It's 11. Is it 11 notes total?
Yeah. You're gonna
millions of people playing with 11 notes.
Is it 12?
I think it's 11.
13.
It's 12.
13. 12 notes.
Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No, 12. Yeah. Because 13 is the octave.
Yeah.
So you got millions of people playing with 12 notes. Something's gonna...
Unless you're not... Well, that's in Western music, and you start to play other...
Oh, yeah.
All those semitone... Yeah. Well, should we try a little?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Oh my gosh, man. There are more hooks than a tackle box on that song. I mean, it's just like there's just so many.
A lot going on.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Sorry for the interruption, but I wanted to tell you about what I actually do for a living. Although I get to interview some of these amazing guitar players, my actual job is manufacturing guitar pedals. And I have one guitar pedal that I'm really excited to tell you about, which is called our Ultraphonix. And it's based on a Dumble Overdrive Special, which is one of the most rare and unique overdrive amplifiers ever manufactured. I'll show you a little clip here compared to two different original Dumble Overdrive Special amplifiers so you can hear it for yourself. So you heard it there. It's warm, it's rich, it has all the things that you would want out of a great Dumble style pedal. So do check it out. Over from our approved vendors, we have a list of dealers in the description below. Now back to the interview.
Oh my gosh, man. Dude, everything that you did, it's just, again, so important for that era of guitar, and then informs every subsequent era. Like you, again, I can't say this enough. You are on the Mount Rushmore, man. It's just, there's such great parts. It's unbelievable to me that you're 20 years old and, doing a lot of this stuff. I mean, it's really insane. I'm so appreciative to you, man. Just thank you for sharing your gift with everybody.
No, man. Hey, glad to share it. I hope each one takes the same approach. We have to give back, what was given to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But it's crazy playing these songs. It's just like, just remembering, like, there were more good times than bad times. So
yeah.
I don't want, this to come across as a woe is me type of thing. No, like this stuff is beautiful. And even then, I'll tell you a secret. My father didn't let me listen to a lot of guitar players.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he did that on purpose because he wanted my approach to be different. So he made me listen to a lot of horn players, sax, trumpet, and stuff like that. So my approach has always been to play parts within parts.
Yeah.
So I do more picking than chording.
Yeah.
But it just ends up being like extra horn parts to me.
Yeah. I totally get that. I mean, especially with like what you were doing right there, it could almost be like a brass section, like kind of like almost like a call and response.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it makes total and complete sense. Your dad was a wise man.
Yeah, he was. He's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did not, like, literally on purpose. Like, I don't want you to listen to a lot of guitar players. And he gave me the style over substance speech all the time. What he loved about B.B. King was not how proficient he was, but it's the fact that every time you heard him, you knew it was him.
Yeah, absolutely.
That took more credence to my dad than how great you are.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's not a lot of guys anymore where you can tell who they are within a few notes,
So true.
Yeah. Man.
Today we're at a place where, he sounds like,
right,
or she sounds like, instead of, we were really all trying to individualize ourselves within this culture of musicians that we all look up to.
Yeah. Wow. Well, wise words again by the great Mr. Smith.
By the old man.
Yeah. I want to finish us out with a couple of songs through some of the other artists that you've worked with that were not the Tonys. One of which, whom most of us have heard of, is the great Alicia Keys.
Oh, yeah.
And you played on that first big record of hers, in addition to some other big hits. But the one that I really want to focus on is from the Diary of Alicia Keys, and the song is Diary. And I believe that Toni was also just involved in that song in some
a variation of us.
Yeah.
Elijah was on bass.
Okay.
And coincidentally, Elijah is our bass player live with Toni, the original bass player, but he never played bass on any of the records.
That
was all Raphael.
Because they didn't like left-handers, huh?
I don't know. I think that Raphael was just the gatekeeper,
right? And did he play? Did Raphael play bass on a lot of the stuff, or
most of it? Okay. He played them on all except for one or two songs that I played on, and then Dwayne played on a couple of songs on bass.
Right.
But for the most part, the majority of it is Raphael. Clearly.
Okay.
So it's ironic that that Elijah, his first chance to play on a record as Toni was for Alicia Keys, and it outsold anything we ever did. Mm-hmm. So how ironic is that? Right. He's on a bigger record, playing bass, and he was foreshadowed all that time, overshadowed all that time. So it's me, Dwayne, Elijah, Tim. Yeah, maybe Carl Wheeler was there. I'm not sure. I don't remember if Carl was there, but it was a variation.
And Raphael was there as well? Or?
No,
he was not there.
No, he was.
Okay. Yeah. And obviously, was she there during that session?
Totally.
And was she kind of like telling you what she wanted guitar wise, or was it?
No, but here's what she did.
She would have been pretty young though too. She probably would have been early 20s.
Yep, she's very young. And what she did was she had a grand piano in the middle of the studio. So she played us the song. She had already written her chord changes. Yeah. She was already sung the melody over to us and everything. And it was pretty much it. 2 or 3 takes and
and live in the room or
all right. We were live together.
Wow. And did she sing live too, or was that just used as a scratch and then
scratch?
Yeah.
But she was very much involved. I hit it off with her immediately from my respect for her.
It sounds like you did, because she hired you back a bunch of times. Yeah. She just called me for the anniversary of Diary. Yeah, because it'll be 20 years old here coming up?
Soon? Well, I think in December just passed. It was 20 years old.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think I was in high school when that song came out.
Yeah, she's done great.
Yeah,
for herself.
Yeah, well, it's got some really cool it sounds like just beautiful
candies,
just beautiful little fills that are just put in the exact right place. Would you mind playing a little of it for us?
Sure.
Right, let's roll it. We will get right back to the interview. But before we do, I want to tell you about some services that we offer through The Rig Doctor. The Rig Doctor is a service website where I offer one-to-one coaching with guitar players, bass players, keyboard players, any musician that's using pedals, and teach them how to optimize their sound. And we offer one-to-one services where we do Zoom calls with you to instruct you on the very best ways to assemble, resources to assemble, and the very best practices for a DIY pedal board. We will go through all of your gear, analyze your objectives, and give you a plan to get you to the sound that you hear in your head. Head over to therigdr.com and you can schedule an appointment with me for a Zoom call, as well as other technicians that are with us at the Rig Doctor, so that you can get the pedal board of your dreams. Now back to the interview. Man, what a masterclass in rhythm guitar playing right there. Holy smokes.
I gotta tell you too, Alicia is super duper fun.
Yeah.
Super duper cool. So when I was telling you how I was uncomfortable my first session with, the Toni stuff, she made the ambiance just so
yeah.
I mean, it's almost like as soon as we walked in, she was our little sister that we didn't know we had.
Yeah.
So, that comes across in the music too when everybody likes each other and trusts each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously that first record was such a masterpiece. It had so many amazing songs on it, and man, it's just so cool to get to have you play a little piece of one for us.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, well, I know that we could go on for months and just and have so many songs to play that you've played on, but I want to focus to finish out on some of your music. Okay. That you've done with your band Legally Blynd. And I had the good fortune to get to see you all perform last week here locally in Berkeley. And it was a transcendent experience.
Wow.
Some pretty amazing guitar players between you and Errol Cooney.
Yes, sir.
And I know that we don't have tracks for these songs, but I'm wondering if you might be willing to walk us through some of the amazing guitar parts of two songs I'm thinking of in particular.
Okay.
The song You.
Okay.
And the other song is Let Me Play My Guitar.
Or Let My Guitar Play.
Let my guitar play.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, my mistake.
No worries.
I knew there was something about you and a guitar.
Yeah.
So I apologize for getting the name wrong.
No
but
worries.
Nevertheless, I still would love to hear the song and yes. how you do it, because it's such both of them just have like amazing guitar feel, and then the thing on top of it is that you're singing at the same time. And some of these are not uncomplicated right hand techniques or muting techniques with the left hand, so it's very much like you're doing this the whole time. One question I had for you that wasn't originally part of this, but when I watched you play and play these really complicated guitar parts while singing, how do you keep them straight? Like, do you have kind of markers that you're trying to hit along the way, and then that kind of keeps you in line, or how do you keep it straight when you're so busy with the guitar and having to perform a vocal simultaneously, or harmony in a lot of cases?
I've gotten to a place with the guitar where I don't have to look at it most of the time.
Uh-huh.
And one of my favorite artists in the world is Sting.
Uh-huh.
And imagine Sting is doing these things playing bass.
Uh-huh.
He's playing bass, he's singing his odd timings and stuff. So I was always really heavy into Sting like that. But for me, it's kind of like compartmentalizing what I know isn't my strength.
Mm.
So I'll work on the vocal, but I'm not going to worry about the guitar because I don't have to look at it. I don't have to, so when I'm singing, let my guitar play, right?
Yeah.
So, right? And I told you that I loved you, girl, I meant that. I didn't stutter. See, you always were there for me. You're the dream of all dreams. I'm never looking at the guitar.
Right.
I know.
So you just got that on autopilot and you're just thinking about vocals.
I'm just thinking about getting the vocal across because that's what I'm not most comfortable in.
Okay.
I haven't put the 20,000 hours into this, but I have into that, you know? And then and so for me, like since I am the songwriter for most of our stuff, it's kind of easier because I write to my strengths.
Yeah.
You know, why break mine? I can tell by the smell of your dress that you've been with that man again.
Yeah.
That's alright because see,
Right,
I'm
follows
playing
the melody.
it. I'm playing it as I'm singing it. So you know, that's that repetition from when I didn't know. When you're just in love with the instrument and the process, you don't realize that you're practicing.
Yeah.
You're building muscle memory and these different things. You don't realize that when you're in love. You're just playing it. I have to play it, or I have to get this out of my head and stuff like that.
What about on You? That's another great one.
You is we were talking earlier about pulling from our influences, right? What I try to do is pull from my influences, but make it to where it's mine. It's my representation of my influences, right? So if I told you, pick who you think my strongest influence was for that song.
For you, guitar player wise, you're saying?
Yes.
I was thinking like Curtis Mayfield.
1,000%. 1,000%.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about add a little sugar.
Yeah.
Honeysuckle from him.
Yep.
So it was the same thing. And I had the melody of you before I had anything.
Yeah.
This was swimming in my head.
Yeah.
Before I had any lyrics, any music. So for me, it was just the fact of that's going to be my lead line. So what can I put around it? So
that's the Jubu sensibility, though, because I don't think you talk to 10 guitar players, and I don't think not one of them is going to come up with that.
I'm weird, but I'm happy about it.
No, I think it's like the perfect thing.
You know? Yeah. So the melody dictates the playing. The playing dictates the melody. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I was definitely literally channeling Curtis Mayfield.
Yeah.
And so it's just that wasn't supposed to be in there. All of my life I've been trying to find me someone like you. I'm just chasing the melody.
I mean, it's,
you know?
I mean, you say just, but it's not, it's...
but it's kind of how...
But the whole structure of how you're voicing it is like very unique.
Well, my circumstance, growing up with my dad in the quartet culture, we didn't have many piano players or keyboard or organ.
Right.
So the guitar had to cover everything. You had to do the picking. You had to do, like Charlie. Yeah. Right? You had to do all those things because it was only one string player.
Yeah.
And a drummer most of the time.
Yeah.
So you have to play the bass. You have to come up. And I always, like I said, I always heard horn parts. So I'm playing within what I'm playing within. Yeah. That's the aneurysm type part of it. You know, that can give you a stroke sometimes. But
yeah, that's why I said, man, your music, it's they got more hooks than a slaughterhouse.
This guy with the hooks.
We got tackle box, slaughterhouse. Yeah.
I'm taking your stuff too.
Hey, I stole from the best, so cool. You go for it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Oh, I'm just. I would highly encourage anybody who's watching this that is unfamiliar with Legally Blynd to firstly attempt to see a show wherever possible. But
please come support. Legally Blynd. LegallyBlyndmusic.com. Jubu Smith, Jubu Smith. Please support me. All I want to do is come play to people.
Yeah.
And come play my music to people and get to know new people.
It's worth your time to see them live because this is such a spectacular performance.
Thank you.
But the last thing I want to do, Jubu, before we complete today, is I want to show you a few photos from the past.
Okay.
That I was able to dig up through the annals of the internet.
Okay.
And would like to show you them and see if you can recall a little bit of what was happening. And so with that, the first photo that I have is of you and the Tonys.
Yes.
And you are wearing Raiders hat. Hopefully not the same one you were pulled over with. Maybe this is a new one.
No, that was a different one.
That was a different hat. You got your Raiders jacket and you're holding a birthday cake.
Yes.
And when and where do you think that this was?
That was in Atlanta, Georgia, and I had to be 21. I had to be turning 21.
So this was 1991.
91, yeah.
Okay.
And actually this was in a newspaper, I think. This made it to some type of publication for them out there.
Okay.
But they we were playing the show and all of a sudden they surprised me and stopped the show and brought the cake out. And, like I said, those were the best days because we hadn't made the money yet.
Yeah.
The egos hadn't come in. That's what I see is real family, real young men wanting to take music to the world.
Yeah.
That was a great time.
Yeah. Yeah, well, everybody looks happy to be there.
Yeah.
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 And how was the cake?
It was good. It's chocolate. That's my favorite.
All right.
Yeah. It was very good.
All right. So if anybody wants to gift you a cake at your next show, chocolate cake.
Chocolate, yeah.
There you got it.
Chocolate cake.
You got it.
German chocolate was
All right.
great.
German chocolate. All right, Jubu. Next photo is you with several people, but also the great Marcus Miller.
Yes. That was that's Romeo Johnson right there. He's a great background singer to the Stars, and now he teaches vocal lessons to Janet Jackson and people of the like. And of course, Marcus, that was Rasan Patterson. He's a great artist. He just played Yoshi's here Saturday just passed. And that's Trina Broussard, who's a great artist, but she was doing background singing. This was for a Rasan Patterson session that Marcus came and hung out at.
Where do you know where this was?
L.A.
Somewhere in L.A.
Yeah.
Awesome. And what's Marcus Miller like to play with?
Marcus Miller is a beautiful soul.
Yeah.
He's a beautiful soul, and he plays a lot of instruments.
Yeah.
So kind of like Prince, when you play too many instruments, it makes you kind of like I'm not gonna say he's a recluse or anything like that, but when he's in work mode, he just wants to get the stuff done, and then after that, he's super cool.
Yeah.
But a genius musician.
Yeah. I mean, if he had just stopped after Luther Vandross, he would have had a career just right there.
And he finds incredible musicians. He finds great musicians.
Yeah.
Him and Loud Jazz. Who's Loud Jazz? The guitarist.
I don't know.
The guitarist that did Loud Jazz. Come on, from Berkeley, Boston. John Scofield.
John Scofield.
Yeah, they're both like really great for finding young, amazing musicians. So, but yeah, I love Marcus.
And the last photo of the day is you and the late great Whitney Houston.
Yes.
You guys look like you're having a good time.
Yes.
Tell me what was going on in this photo.
This was, I want to say that's Bobby. I'm pretty sure that's Bobby.
Okay.
But that was in Paris for Naomi Campbell's birthday party.
Mm.
And they had a Turkish band, like a 30-piece Turkish band. And they were amazing. And then they wanted us to come and sit in with them. So that was a few tequilas in and hanging with the queen, man. Great times.
Yeah, what's it like to be on stage with Whitney Houston?
Whitney was funny. Our very first show, we played Fox Theater in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole time we rehearsed in an airplane hangar for like 6 weeks, right, to mimic what the sound's going to be and everything. But our first show is in a small theater, 2,800 people. But everybody is nervous except for me. So Whitney's walking around looking at everybody. So we have prayer. And then she comes over to me. You're not nervous, are you? I said, no. She said, that curtain's going to go up in 5 minutes. You're not nervous? I said, no. You're playing with Whitney Houston. You know, I sold a lot of records. You're not nervous? I said, no. Why aren't you nervous? I said, I belong here. I've been waiting on you to call me. Mm-hmm. And ever since then, we just clicked.
Yeah.
But I wasn't nervous. The more people for me, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I'm a ham from my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad was a ham.
Yeah.
So yeah, the more people, the better. But she's truly missed, and I gotta be honest. You know the media can twist things and make people villains and all kind of stuff, mm-hmm. right? I've been touring for 30 plus years. Mm-hmm. Best times I ever had was touring with her.
Yeah.
Her benevolence, we have a day off. She's going to rent a yacht, mm-hmm. and we're all going to get on that boat. Yeah. We're going to go hang out. Well, another quick Whitney story. She calls me at 5 a.m. Whitney is the reason for Legally Blynd. Mm-hmm. She took a camera crew everywhere we went. They recorded it. They filmed it. And every night we'd watch the show, and mm-hmm. probably in her room or somewhere. One particular night, she looks over at me and she goes, come here. I go over to her. You can do this. I said, I can do what? You can do this, what we're doing. I said, what do you mean? She said, come on, stupid. You can do this. I'm like, what are you talking about, right? She said, put a band together, write some music, because you can do this. You can move a crowd. Mm-hmm. You can keep a crowd engaged. Mm-hmm. She said, don't leave me, but do some music and put a band together. She told me this in Milan, Italy. The next morning, I called Roland and we had like 3 days off. I called Roland in New Jersey and had them overnight me a 1680 hard disk recorder to Milan, Italy, and I started writing for Legally Blynd.
Wow. Yeah.
Totally.
So shout out to Whitney.
Shout out to Whitney.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a great story.
Yep.
That's a great story. Well, Jubu, I again can't thank you enough for your time and for all the great music that you've created and just putting your stamp on so much music that we all know and love. I can't appreciate you and everything. Yeah, just thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you to your crew.
Yeah.
Thank you guys, for waiting for me a little behind and all that stuff. And I just want to thank you guys, man. Thank you for this opportunity.
Well worth it.
To share, with those that didn't know and those that are going to come after us. And, this is a great moment.
Yeah, well, we'll make sure that all of Jubu's credentials are in the description. So if you're interested in seeing more about what he's up to, what Legally Blynd is up to, you'll have the opportunity to do that. And we'll also link any of your music in there. There's also been some really amazing playlists that have been created of songs that you've played on. Okay. So I'll make sure that I include that too if people want to listen to that. And Jubu, I'm wondering if you would just be willing to play a little something just to fade us out here.
Yeah, what do you want to hear?
Whatever is catching you, however the spirit's catching you in this moment, that's what we're gonna go with.
Okay. I don't know why Mr. Bojangles came to mind, but it did.
No, it's perfect. It's
when
perfect.
I let all the corn out just then.
It's perfect. It's perfect. Yeah, there's candy corns. You can brush those away as you walk out.